Session team.
This conference will now be recorded.
We, yesterday we have seen it's like, to implement your Employee Central in your organization, there is a 14 step of implementation that we have. So let's do that implementation one by one. So here is the first, this implementation topic that we have, which is your activate Employee Central into your provisioning account. So where you will activate this Employee Central, you will activate this into your provisioning account. Now, since my provisioning account, it is not working because of some reason, I think my client has actually stopped this access, but I have this this provisioning system, a PDF with me where I can show you how, what needs to be activated and what you can actually go ahead and do that. So here it is. This is your provisioning system, and here in your provision system that we have it here. So if I open up now, this is a system team which is your ACE 4Q4. This is a system that we're going to use for your Employee Central. So here if we open up this PDF, so in this one you will see that your whole this company detail is going to open up. So the moment you will put that your credential, you're going to come into your this section that you have it here. So here you can see your company ID and your company name, which is coming up here, right? So my company ID that we're going to use for your ACE4Q4. Okay, now before I start team, there's a one update which I want to let you know that I actually I was trying to give you people the permission for compensation, but Success Factor team has not allowed me to do that. So they have actually stopped that, but I think as a substitute, I've already sent you your Excel sheet, so that you people can go ahead and practice into that. Right? Any other help you people wanted to, from my side to do on your compensation, because I believe it's like you people are not able to launch it. So any other help team you people wanted? Team? Okay. All right. So, because team, even if I assign to somebody, it's like, I need people, right? And to get the people, it's like, Success Factor team is actually asking to pay for that. So, which I am, which we do not want to do that. So, anyhow, so let's come into this section, and if your people are done with your practice and everything, and if you people let me know, then tomorrow I can disable your old system ID password and I can give you this Employee Central password, that credential that you have it. So you people want me to disable, or you people still want to practice into that and want some more days for that?
Ashish,
Till
isn't
this
it great if
weekend.
we can get this? Yeah,
Okay,
if
I
we can
don't
get
have
this
any
access, that
issue,
will be really
Kishore.
good.
If other people they also, they want the same thing, I'm okay with that. I need some more time. I mean, more than a week. Shiva, if you want some more than a week, then how you going to practice that into your Employee Central? Can you hear me? No, Hemita, I cannot hear you. Your voice is not coming to me. Okay, I want access to, at least for a. See, I don't have any issue because your Employee Central access will only be given once I inform to the Success Factor team that we have started with Employee Central. So they need to disable that ID and they need to activate into your for this system that we have it. So I cannot, the Success Factor will not activate and provide you this system, credential till the moment that old system is deactivated team. So
Excuse
the
me.
only thing which is going to happen, that you people will not be able to practice into your Employee Central. And so let me know till what time you want. You people are saying till this Sunday you people want to practice into your this. So are you saying it's like till you this time you will have it only for? So you're saying it's like till 22nd July you want it only for the old system? Okay, all right. Fine then. So, I think since majority of people they want it till this weekend, so you have it access till 22nd of July. You people have it, and after that, you people will be provided the access for Employee Center. Alright team, so let's go ahead with your employee center. So here you can see your, this is a detail that which is coming. Here you can see your company ID. Here you can also see the company name and your company name which is coming up here as a success factor SAP that we have it here. This is your company ID again, this is coming up here, and here you can see your feature name and your upgrade user ID and your upgrade date which is coming up here. So here you can see all these name which is coming up here, and in this name you can see your who has upgrade this which I from which ID it has been upgraded. So you can see the person detail also, and also on the date which have when this has been upgraded. Then if you come here you can see all your these boxes, like you can see it's like in your workflow. So if you want to activate it, so you have to select it. If you do not want to activate it, you have to remove this. Apart from this, you also have it your like you can see this legal scan is spelling check, right? And this was something we have done it into your performance management, right, where we can actually do this legal in fact we have also done this into your goal management, where we can do this legal scan and spelling check. And here it is all your language pack that you have it here. So total team, if you people remember in your introduction to mastery, there are total 35 language what success factor provides it. So normally this language pack, it's like when an organization will go ahead with the license for it, then only it's like the success factor team, they will ask them that which country like language that you want to activate it. So there only you will have to select it one language that you have it here. And in case if you want more than one, so in that case you will have to pay for some extra this language functionality. If you want to do that, so you'll have to pay for some extra amount. Then going ahead further team, so here you can say, okay, just team hold on, is somebody there at the door? All right. So then after your this language pack team, you can see here it is your compensation management which is starting, and here you can see all your compensation detail which is coming up here, right? Initially, it's like like for example, if you remember when we had this discussion on your introduction to mastery, and when we were discussing about your success factor methodology, and we discussed about this TCS company where they have the goal management and performance management. In this goal and performance management, what is going to happen? So here you have it all your this section. So so initially it's like when you'll be taking a license, and you will say it's like that which module that you want to activate. Success factor will already activate those module for you on behalf of you, and they will provide you all these systems. However, they will also provide you with the system credentials, so that the consultant who's going to work on it, they can actually do the fine tuning with the client requirement that they have it here. So whoever would be the consulting company in this case, they will also be getting an access to the provisioning system. Not everybody will have it. There will be only one credential. Probably the manager is going to keep it with himself. Then after this team, you can see all your this detail and everything which is coming into your compensation. So here you can see all these section and everything which is coming up here. And one by one, you can see it's like, what you want to activate and what you do not want to activate. But anyway, I want to focus more on the employee central. So here you can see all these detail which is coming up here, and if you scroll it down a bit below, here you will see this is your employee central which has come here. And not only here, also I think here also you can see it's like some employee central detail which is coming up here. This is your employee central lay foundation, and here you can see enable transaction of the employee central foundation objects requires employee central foundation object, enable generic object, and enable the attachment manager. So here you can see include the job classification foundation object, translation. Okay, wherever team you will see it's like, not ready to use, with this detail, probably just leave that option, because success factor they are still testing certain thing, and whenever the testing and everything it will be over, they will make it available for everybody. Then here you can see this is your employee central, and in your employee central you can see all these detail. You can see the first detail which is coming up here. It is your effective dated platform. What is effective dated platform? We have done this into your theory section also. The effective dated platform means that your this, but you can create the record for the future also. So this is what your effective dated platform it means. And if you come here and look at your this section which you have it into your employee central, so here you will see your employee central effective dated platform that you have it. You can create the record for the future. Then let's see what is another thing. So here if you come here, you can also see your enable effect. Okay, this is something which we have just done. Employee central, you can see v1 and v2 that we have it here. So here you can see event reason that we have it here, right? So one other topic we're going to do into your employee central is your event reason, and that is probably your 10 topic that we have it. So when we're going to come here, so we're going to discuss what is your event reason that we have it. In fact, we have also done it yesterday. It's like, where I told you what is event and what is event reason. So more detail when we will come into that topic, we will see that. Then further you can see here, this is another one which is enable UCalc rule for the engine HRS. What is UCalc? UCalc is a reporting tool. If you remember when we were creating those reports, so in those reports you will see that UCalc detail that you have it here. So here it is coming into your UCalc detailed section that we have it here. After this, you will see your you have it your this section which is the enable business rule, and in this enable business rule you can see it is not ready for sales and production. So as I said, whenever you read that which is not ready for sales and production, just leave that. This section also, this is not ready for sales and production team, so let's just read that. This is also not selected, so I believe here also you'll find something. Okay, now here there is nothing which is mentioned in terms of not ready for sales and production, but here you can see enable business rule for event reason. So if no, hold on, this one, the hide employee center v2 help link. Now we do not want to hide any help link, something, so we have not selected your this detail also. And this section, it is for your benefit link that you have it here. So here if you have something related to your payroll or benefit link, so in that case you can actually come here and activate your this section that we have it. If you go further, you can see enable employee central v2 timesheet. So here it is like to do with your timesheet, and you can activate it. Now here when you see that enable employee central v2 timesheet link, uncheck to disable the timesheet link. Okay, requires the employee central that you have it here. So here you can see it's like they have something with your employee central timesheet. This is not ready for sales and production, so as this, even this also, but you can see here this is only for your Russia that you have it here. This particular section you have it only for Russia, and for the rest of the another country this is not available. Then if I come further below, you can see global assignment. One of the topic team which we're going to do into your employee central, that will be how we can actually transfer employee from your to the global assignment project. So that's where we're going to cover your global assignment management, which is coming up here. Then you also have it here as a enable dependent information in terms of your family member detail and your parents who are dependent on you. So all those detail we're going to see into your this section that we have it here. So in fact, a dependent information team we have also seen when we were creating this new hire. So if you remember when we were creating this new hire, I also showed you it's like that your dependent information, wife information, and your family information that was also coming into this section, right? Position management is one of the very important topic that we're going to cover it. So that's we're going to see that into time off is the last 14 point that we have it here. So you can see all these points. It's like the one which has been selected. We have to cover all these section that we have it here. Then this is your advances and everything. Now success factor is not very happening on your payroll. So in this case, it's like it is not very effective on the payroll that you have it here. So in those section you can see it's like it's not going to work much on payroll that you have it. So that is the reason it's like, but still they have selected because in your new hire in your compensation, if you remember, there was we created those how we can create those some compensation into that section. Then here it is your some of the IT declaration. So do remember team, some of the company they also use your success factor as your as your ESS and MSS, and so for that purpose they also have it. So here you have it some of your those detail into your IT declaration, and when you have it your this detail into your IT declaration, then you can go ahead and create all your those section which is going to come into your IT declaration, and then you can link it with the whichever tool that you're using it for your to run your payroll that you have it here. This is to do with your fiscal year. So whatever the fiscal year they have it here. So in that case, they can actually go ahead and do that. This is a deduction management, deduction and advance both. That's something which we have seen that into your add new hire, right? So in that section, both this topic came into picture. Here you can see not ready for sales and production. So here you have it your, okay, this is not ready for sales and production, all this. So let's just move on. Here this is part of your compensation statement that you have it here, and this is your height, some suggestion and everything, and then this is your, this is not ready for sales and production, but still they have selected this. Then let's come here below. You can see this section team, it is starting for your calibration, and this is for your performance. I think till your this section it was your employee center that we had it, right? Because all these, then here you can see something which is coming into your RBP, which is coming up here. This is your business configuration that you have it. So this is there is a business configuration rule which is just like your schema and PCR that you have it here. So in those section you will do that your business configuration rule which is going to come here. Then team, you also have it your jam integration. So here you can see all your jam integration that we have it here. So jam is nothing, it's just a social collaboration site. So if you have your organization has taken a jam, so in that case you will have to activate it into this section, and you will have to provide the URL which is a section for your jam that you have it here. Now this is no longer ready for sales and product, no longer used. So you can see it's been disabled. This is also no use. This is your data retention team. It is your duplicate content where you can actually remove some of your duplicate content that you have it. Then what else you have here as a managed transfer for employee profile. So, and then here this is your some of the transfer. Anyway, we will see our own transfer. We will transfer employee from one department to another department, from one location to another location. So we will see all those sections how we can do transfer and everything that we have there. So this is a performance management. So here you have it your performance management. And for performance management is something which we have already done. This is your net admin access homepage, admin 30, and this is your wizard that we have it here. So all these section you can see it is coming up, right? This is a generic object. So one of the topic is also going to be your generic object team. So in fact we have not done any of your this point, but this point will be covered into your foundation object. So this is what the generic object what they have it here. So we're going to see that into your this point. What is the generic object that we have it here? Then after this, your generic object, you also have it your instance synchronization tool. So here it is like, some, I think this topic I have already covered this into your introduction to Mastery, right? Instance synchronization tool, how you can actually transfer your data from one system to another system. And rest all team, this is your for goal management and performance actually, which is starting. But I think your employee central was only till your this section, and rest you have it all your this detail and everything there with you. I can understand at times it will be very confusing, because if you're doing it for the first time, because there are so many things and it's not coming into the sequence, right? But over a period of time, team, as you start gaining experience and everything, you will find that what actually has to be done and what not has to be done. Okay, now let me also give you some history about your employee central team. Your SAP, the success factor was a completely an independent company, and SAP started this merger and acquisition with success factor. That was in January 2011. After 2 year, in December 2000, your December 2013, this whole merger and acquisition it was done. So after your this introduction of your merger of with SAP introduces Employee Central, which means Employee Central was not there till December 2013. It has only come after your January 2014 that we have it here. So before that, how people they used to maintain their data? They used to maintain their where your XML file that you have it here. But since most of the HR people, they are not that technical people, so in that case, SAP introduces your managed data where they can directly go ahead and make changes into your system that you have it here. All right, so this is your whole section that we have it into your this detail. Then let's see anything else. In fact, I have also shared all these documents with you people also, so you people can also go ahead and practice anything, whatever you people, hello, whatever you people want to do that. So you can, I've already shared all these detail and everything, which you people have it. So this is a section which where you can actually come here and activate, and in fact you people will be doing your fine tuning. So here you can see your goal management, which is starting. This is a career and development planning. This is a variable pay. This is your report section, right? In your report section, if you remember, we have done it your this section where it is in your report. We did those standard report, right? Four kind of a report. Where it is, I don't see here coming up. Oh, here you can see it's like a spotlight report, classic report, a spreadsheet report, and the list report. Here in this section, you can see it's like a spreadsheet report has not been selected. If you do not select your spreadsheet report, then what will happen? It will not show into your RBP. From your provisioning system team, all the information will go to your RBP, and from your RBP, you need to create a role and assign it to different people that you have it here. Any question, team, on the first point before we move on to your second point that we have it? Any other question that you people have, you want to ask it? Team, okay. And what about the
Ashish,
rest of the people?
Ashish, only the
Surya is also
admin
saying
person.
no. I think Kishore, I'm not sure, team, but I think Kishore and Hemlata, both of your voice is not coming to me, which I can just feel it's like Kishore was saying something because, but your voice is not coming, Kishore, to me. I think same it happened with Hemlata also, right? She was trying to speak something, but the voice is not coming, and I'm really not sure why actually it is
Are you able
happening.
to hear
But
me now?
both of you, your voice is not coming. Okay, Kishore, if you have anything, you can write it into the chat option and I will answer to that. You have any question, Kishore? Kishore, your voice is not coming to me. Only the admin will have the provisioning. Yes, only the admin will have the provisioning because end user does not know anything about the provisioning system, right? So in that case, only the admin will have the provisioning system. And in fact, not all the admin, only the manager will have the provisioning access. Till the time it's like you have 4 to 5 years of experience working into success factor, you will not get the access to your provisioning account that we have it. Okay, one of the another thing which I let me also share it with you. Initially it's like before 2014, what used to happen, they used to see, nowadays you have a two system architecture, right, which is your instance architecture, and another one it is your provisioning architecture. But what used to happen before January 2014, there used to be three system. Apart from these system, there was one more system which was known as with the card. And when SAP came into picture, they discarded that system. Then they also wanted to discard the provisioning system. Before January 2014, we used to do lot of important activity into your provisioning system. But when SAP took over, in that case, they started discarding all your those section and everything from your provisioning system. So and they started moving everything into your instance architecture that you have it here. That is the reason nowadays provisioning system is only left with the activation and deactivation of your module. But very soon, team, even that will also go away. I'm not sure when, but even that will also go away very soon. And in that case, um, you will not have even the provision system also. I'm not sure when. So because they have not announced any date as of now, but then you will be left with only the instance architecture that you have it here. Any other question, team, before I start with your second point? Kishore? Okay, so let me start with your second point, team. And your second point, it is your new hire. In fact, new hire is something which I've already shown you. Let me log in into my system. So here, if I come into your this system, so what do we do in instance architecture? What do we do in an instance architecture? What do we do in instance architecture? Hemlata, we are about to finish our training. This is your instance architecture. We do everything into your instance architecture only, right? Correct. So please, team, we are just about to finish your session, right? So, okay, all right, no problem. So here we have it your admin. So let me just log in into my this system. So here I have it your this section, and I will log in into your this success factor system that we have it here. And in this system, what we going to do, once you log in, so let me again show you. Okay, let me close this PDF file. And after this PDF file, team, we also have it your new hire. Let me just open up the new hire once again. So once you log in into your success factor system, you will see you have come into your this system that we have it here. And then second thing, which is going to come here, it will be your admin center. And in your admin center, you're going to come here, and we're going to do all your this section. So here you will see your add new hire, which is coming up here, right? And if you open up your add new hire, you can go ahead and do all your add new employee into your this section. If you use this section, team, you don't have to use your UDF file. So UDF file, see, there is a UDF file that we have done it for your only for the account creation, right? But there is a lot of thing which has to be done, maintain your data, which is your in your employee data. So what I mean to say that if you select your add new hire, in that case, you don't have to do your employee data activity, for this particular employee, because in this screen only you will be maintaining all these data for employee that we have it here. Then let's come into your this is add new employee. will be done by end user, right? Yes, add new employee will be done by the end user. That's what I told you, team. The first initial three classes, I mean, that's a theory, and most likely to be so end user will be doing all these activity. Obviously, you are not going to do hiring, right? So you are an admin. You are there to provide the technical support in an organization, right? So all these employee hiring and everything that will be done by the end user, and they will go ahead and log in into their system, with their credential, and they will go ahead and do all these hiring and everything. But if they face any issue, so in that case, you will have to provide the assistance that you have it here. All right, so let's come to your second point. So we have this UDF file, a UDF file also, team, which we have done it before, but let me show you once again. So here, if I come into your this section, and if we come into your admin center, so in your admin center, you will see your employee file which is coming, and in your employee file you have it your employee export, right? So if you remember, this is the same thing. So here you have it your employee export, and in this employee export you will have the uh, both the details. So here you can see your export template and export user file. So in your export template, if you this exported, you will have it only this export section, and then you have it your export user file. So in your this export user file, team, you will have it all the file which is going to come here, right? So let me again hire one more employee with a UDF file, and for same employee, what I'll be doing it, I will be maintaining all these details. Okay, so let's just come here into the system. I don't know, team, but I have just realized, that whenever it's a rainy season, it's like, your system tends to become very slow. So here, let me unlock your this detail. So here, if I open up your this section, so here I have it your this detail, and into your this detail. So if I open up, so this is a UDF file that we have it. We have already discussed all these field and everything. Let's just discuss once again all these field and everything which is coming into your this section that we have it here. So into your this section, you can see your start detail which is coming up here, and here it is like you have it your start, user ID, username, and all these section, and it is coming up here. So sorry, this is the status, not the start. Status, it is that whether the employee is active or whether the employee is active or employee is not active into the company. So you will have all your this status and everything which is coming into your this section. So here you will see all your those section and everything, team, which is going to come here, where you have it your active and not active. Not active, obviously it means it's that employee is no longer into the company. So that is the reason you have it your status as a not active, right? So if I scroll it down here below, you can see there are some people who are not active into the into the company, right? You also want to have this, all those people who joined the company and who left the organization. So, you also want their record into the company, because any point of time, if something happens, you can always check their record that you have it, right? So that is the reason we don't delete them. We so this is basically, it is like a history, right? You have their history into your system, and history can be checked into for any audit purpose, or maybe this employee is after 4 years, it's like, you get rehired into the company. So that ways you will see all those detail and section into your this detail that we have it here. Then after this, team, you have it here as your this is a user ID. So either you can have it a user ID, username, and the first name to be the same, or you can have it a different name also. Like for example, in this one you can see all three are different. Let me also show you, it's like in where they have all three name is coming as the same. So like anybody has the same name. um, so here if I look at this, okay, so here I don't know who's this bull one, and what these people they have created. You can see they have it here as for all these three are the same. Then you will also see here, okay, like you can see this one, and no, this all three are different here also. Okay, in some cases you can see it's like, all three are the same, but in most cases you can see all three are different. So it's up to you, team, how you actually want to define it. If you want to keep this username, user ID, username, and the first name to be the same, in that case you can go ahead and do that. This username, team, in fact, we only use it to log in into the system. In fact, when we did for the first time also, that time, I log out from my instance architecture, and I showed you where we can use this username that we have it here, right? So if you have a numeric username, so in that case you will to log in into the system. So let me just log out and show that to you. So if I log out from my system, so here you will see your this detail again, it will come here, right? So if I log out, so here this section that you have it here, you can see this is a username which is coming up here, right? So this is the same username that you have it here. This is your first name, so here you can see your first name that you have it here, and in this detail it's like, you can see your first name that you have it into your this section. And so here you see all your this detail. So your first name, username, and this user ID that you have it here. So if you have your middle name and your nickname or something that which people they call you, you can do that. So this is your last name. Here you have it your suffix. This side you have it your mail ID if you want to enter any of your mail ID. This is your position, so what position that you're holding into your organization. Now, team, this is your demo system, so you will find it's like, some of the data it is not maintained, and some of the data it is not captured. So but initially it's like, when you will be doing it for your live system in the company, you should maintain all the data into the system, right? So here you can see all the title and everything that you have. So here you can see your gender, which is coming up here. After this, again you have it your mail ID, and then this is your manager section that you have it here. Now let me filter this with my ID so that it becomes easier for you people to explain that. So if I filter with my email ID, team, so here you will see only the your people ID also, it's not created here, right? So you people SAP. So here if I filter with people with my ID, oh, there are quite a lot of people here who are reporting to me. Okay, so here you can see all these people who are there, and if I come, we were talking about this manager section, right? So if I come here into the manager, you can see what is my ID. I use it as a admin 100 that I have it, right? So you can see all these people who are coming here, and they are reporting to me. Who's this employee? 196. Okay. So here then you have it in all your this section. So if you want to put it your anybody who's reporting to this, so you will use your user ID into your this section. So here you can see who's this admin 100, it is me, right? And my first name, it is admin 10. So here the same thing, detail team, it is coming up here also. So if you want any particular person is reporting to somebody, so in that case you can come here and put that into your manager. So then you also have it your HR. So if you want somebody, almost everybody will have the HR in the company. So what you will be doing, that you will be selecting their user ID and put that into the HR column that you have it here, right? Like for example, let's suppose I want this person to be Shriram to be the HR for Kavita. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll select this Shriram ID and I will put that into your Kavita section that I have it here, which is your this section, right? So I don't know which row it was, but here if I have it, if I come here, I can put that as a sheet. Anyway, I'll revert it back. Then here you have it your department team. This is your department, which all department those people they are working, and those people they have been hired into. So here in your department and everything, you can see all these section. After your department, you can see your job code. So you have it your all these job code and everything, and in your this section you will see all your job code and everything that we have it here. So here you can see all your job code that we have it here. Then you have it your division, your location, your time zone. Time zone is also very important because in US it is like, they have a five different time zone. So which time zone you're working, it is also very important. So you can write, or all those time zone and all these section here. So here this is your hire date. So in this case it's like, and you can mention your hire date. Employee ID, this is something which is I think with your batch only we spend lots of time with the employee ID, right? I'm not sure which batch it was, team, but there was a whole lot of confusion between the employee ID and user ID. But are you people clear about what is the difference between your employee ID and the user ID, team? Okay, that was him, Lata. And what about other people? Kishore is also clear. Shiva is okay. Okay, good. Everybody is clear. So in this case, just as a, actually, you people are not even able to participate also, right? You can't speak also. Okay, so what is the employee ID? See, before your any of your ERP is implemented into the system, there is an employee ID. Everybody has it, right? So there, in those employee ID, there is some number and there is some alphabet. So in those cases, it's like, when you have it your employee ID, you can, if you want to tag it with your old employee ID to the user ID. So in that case, you can maintain into your this section, right? So here you have it your employee ID, and let's suppose, team, your old employee ID you also want the same to be as a user ID. So you can even do that also, right? Your old employee ID, you can also make it your as a user ID into your this section. Then after this, you have it your title, which is again your position. This is your phone number. And what else? So here, this is your phone number. This is your fax. So here you have it your fax detail and everything into your this section. So here you have it your all these facts and detail that we have it here. So here you can see all your facts detail, and this is your address. So here you have it your address and everything, which, okay, that's a quite a long address. Let me remove that. Okay, where we are. So here you can see your address 1, address 2, your city, state. Oh, how come the state is coming with a number? State zip is fine with the number, but I've never seen a state is having a with a number. I don't know who has defined all these details. 1998, 1992. I don't know what is this. And in fact, this is coming from my team member only. This is, instead of a state, it is coming as a number. Let's just change it. Let me just change it, team. So this is New York. This is CA. I'll make it all CA only. Okay, this is fine. Then you have it your zip code. So here you have it your zip code, and this is your country that you are seeing that here. So then if you come further below, any, you can see your review, last review, matrix. What is matrix? What is matrix, team? Team? Yes. Uh, I got it, Kishore, what you trying to say. Yes, matrix is something which is a, if you have a dual reporting manager. Matrix is a reporting manager. Uh, okay, I think if you're talking, okay, matrix is something, team, if you have a, see, if you have a this dual reporting person, in that case, let's suppose if you are working in Delhi, so in that case it's like, you have it your that is, yes, dotted line, that is right, Hemlata. Matrix is basically, it's nothing, it's just a dotted line. But your first statement, what you said, your reporting manager, that is actually not true. So reporting is something which is a dotted line, that makes more sense. Dotted line also, it means a dual reporting person that you have it here. How it can be happen a dual reporting person? That's something in IT which you will see very common. Let's suppose you're working in Delhi and you're working for this company which is Wipro, and in this Wipro you will see you have it your you are reporting to a manager there, but let's suppose you for a project you have to go in Chennai. So in that case it is like you will be reporting to somebody else, right? So in Chennai you are reporting to somebody, that person becomes your matrix manager, but at the base location in Delhi you are reporting to your original manager, right? So that is your matrix manager that you have it here. Then here you also have it your default section. Proxy is something, it's like, which we have done it with all those three ways that you have it your proxy and everything. So you have it your proxy. What is this? Cheating seating chart. Okay, I think this is all this new entry which has come up here, and there are some people who are doing all these activity. So we in the first one we had it only till this one, we did not had it. Review frequency. Okay, this is something to do with your performance section. I'm sure some people they have done something here. And custom 1 to 15, that we have already seen. What is custom 1 to 15? Custom 1 to 15 team, like, see here team, this made basic UDF file, it is like to create your account, right? And when you have something to create your account, in that case you do not have your um, when you have something to create your account, in that case what is happening, you will not have your those section where and let's suppose team, you want some of the another field to come here, but you don't have those field particularly coming up here, and company has not taken as a employee central, so you can't maintain that into the system. And maybe you want to capture the date of birth or maybe some another field, so in that case you can just change this label, which is your date of birth, and maybe any other field, and then you can maintain all the data and you can upload it into the system. Don't change the first level thing, because this is the system ID. So with this ID only, success factor will understand what is the field that you are talking about it. Okay, then you also have it your custom field, and then if I think that's where it's actually getting end here. So you have it only till your custom field that you have it here. Any question team on this field? Anybody has any question which they want to ask me here into your this field? Because tomorrow I'm going to create one entry and I'm going to upload it into your new system that we have it here. Any doubt anybody has it? Team, yes or no? Okay. All right. So tomorrow, what I'll do, I will, hire one more employee, and we'll see it's like, how we can use this UDF. And for the same employee team, I will cover your this 12 point also that we have, but 12 point something which we will cover it at the later stage. And then we will also start with your RBP section. In fact, you people have also done your RBP, so it will be easier to go ahead with your this topic also. So we will see that your this section, and will this section we will see that tomorrow. Chalo. Okay then team.